Party peoples of the interwebs, Viva Fry, former Montreal litigator turned current Florida rumbler, not doing a car vlog because the sun is setting and we are on the road in the Florida Keys. We might actually get to see the sunset over the Gulf Coast if the timing and the weather works out properly. I'm on a two-nighter with the family and my mother-in-law. We went to Robbie's Marina today. It was amazing. I had a plan. It didn't come to fruition, but even the fail was kind of funny in and of itself. I'll let you watch that video now. We're going to tease the fish and then feed the fish. Hold on. Hand feeding tarpon at Robbie's Marina with a bit of a twist. Okay, you ready for this?
I'm always ready for this.
This. Okay, so now we're going to take this tarpon right down there. Watch this. There you go. Get the pelicans away. Okay. Let's just. Okay, here. Go get that one over there. Oh yeah, go get it. Okay. Okay, you ready? There we go.
I dropped it right. Pelican.
Under the dock. Ninja. It's scratched my nose.
Oh man.
We're done. Oh.
I wasn't expecting that.
But we're on the road and I'm trying not to pay too much attention to the news, although I can't help myself because I have that type of obsessive compulsive personality. And I'm getting a little enraged and a little despaired by what I'm seeing in the news, by what I'm seeing overseas in the UK. Tommy Robinson should be coming on a little later this week at some point to talk about what's going on there and what's going on here. It's an amazing thing. I saw a video today from one Jamie Raskin, or as I like to call him, Jamie Ratskin, because he's an absolute rat. Understand this, and everybody should absolutely digest this, internalize it, never forget it. The left, capital L left, capital D Democrats, are the ultimate in confession through projection. But it's not just confession through projection. It's confession through projection with lack of insight. They either don't know that they are confessing through projecting, or they don't care because they are absolute tyrants. Today, Jamie Raskin, during an interview, said the most outrageously shocking, offensive, it's not even offensive, it's dangerous. And I don't use that word lightly. What Jamie Raskin said today is dangerous, and it enraged me so much, I'm trying to enjoy time away with the family, and I can't. I'm going to walk through this. I'm going to walk through the video, the absolute outrageousness of what Jamie Raskin is saying, but you have to appreciate it. When they accuse Trump of being a tyrant who will never relinquish power if he gets elected, wrong, because he did it the first time, and wrong because they are literally right now trying to never relinquish the power that they have. It's obscene. When they accuse Trump of desecrating the Constitution, it's absolutely obscene because it's exactly what they're doing right now. When they accuse Trump of not respecting the courts, denigrating the courts, it's obscene because it's absolutely what they're doing right now. But without further ado, I'm going to play you the video and it's going to make your blood boil. Watch this.
What can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand.
Section 3, Article 14, whichever the provision that he's referring to, is the exclusion for insurrection clause. The one that they invoked to try to remove him from the ballot in Colorado, Maine, I forget what other states, what they refer to as the self-executing, except the courts came out and said, no, it's not self-executing. And not only was it just the courts, it was the Supreme Court. But listen to what Jamie has to say after this.
As if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jamie Raskin is suggesting that Congress on January 6, 2025 is going to say, sorry, Donald Trump and Trump supporters who just democratically elected Donald Trump. He's been disqualified. This is a man saying after a democratic election, if Trump were to win, that Congress is going to self-execute the exclusion for insurrection themselves. It gets even worse because listen to what he has to say about the Supreme Court and their workload.
And then we need bodyguards for everybody in civil war conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have Not many cases to look at every year. Not that much
they don't
work
have
to
very
do.
many cases.
A huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new
14th Amendment, Section 3, the exclusion for insurrection. Jamie Raskin has the balls, and I'm sorry to be crass, he has the balls and the audacity to judge the Supreme Court as not having a very big workload. This is a congressman judging the Supreme Court. They don't hear that many cases. They don't have that much of a workload, so there's no reason why they didn't do their job. This is the most judgmental, disrespectful conduct to the Supreme Court justices imaginable. And when Trump goes out and criticizes a judge, it's insurrection through judicial insult. But when Jamie Raskin does it, when Jamie Raskin says it's going to be civil war conditions because we are not going to respect the outcome of the election, well, that's just fine because it's different, capital D, different Democrats. And remember, they said Donald Trump will never relinquish power if he ever gets reelected. He relinquished power the first time. They call him a Hitler-esque tyrant. He was banned from social media. They are accusing Trump of potentially doing, if he ever ascends to power, what they are predicting they are going to do right now. Donald Trump, if he ever gets back in power, he's going to persecute his political adversaries. He's going to put them in jail. That's literally what they are trying to do to him right now. If Donald Trump ever gets back into power, he will never relinquish that power. He's a tyrant who will stay in office forever, says the guy who just said we might have to impose civil war conditions because we're going to tell the crowd of Americans who just democratically elected their new leader, sorry, he's disqualified, even though the Supreme Court said no, it's not a self-executing disqualification under the 14th Amendment, third paragraph. This is objectively dangerous. This is objectively insurrectionist, if we actually want to use that term in any meaningful sense. This is provocation because Jamie Raskin is trying to get a rise out of the mob in advance so they can implement civil war conditions before he even has to exclude the democratically elected president on January 6, 2025. And then he talks about security. Oh, well, the Supreme Court justices, they have good security. Well, luckily they do because some people show up on their front lawns with a gun and a knife looking to kill them. He says, well, after we defy democracy, we're going to need better security because the Trump mob is going to be so angry at us for defying democracy that we're going to need protection. This is not a government by the people, for the people. This is not a government that fears the people. These are objective tyrants who fear not the people, and therefore we live in a tyranny, not democracy. Jamie Raskin should be, I don't know if it's impeached or whatever, there should be sanctions for what Jamie Raskin has said today because this is an act of provocation. This is the most undemocratic, tyrannical thing you could imagine anybody ever saying. And while they sit there and accuse Trump of potentially going to be the tyrant that they are being in real time, they look at the failed assassination attempt on Trump. They try to write it off. They don't want the media reporting on it. It's actually so upsetting to them that they have to pretend it was fake to begin with. The video, which I think is the most inspirational video in American history of a president who just got hit in the ear, nicked in the ear by a bullet, gets up, Secret Service trying to whisk him off stage, and he says, no, leave me here. I need to say something, puts his fist up in the air with blood dripping on his face, saying, fight, fight, fight. And then some people actually accuse Trump of instigating violence by saying, fight, 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 after he was just the victim of a failed assassination attempt. I've got to tell you, it's such an inspirational, patriotic video that the left actually has to convince themselves that it was fake, that it never happened, and they have to try to suppress the story, suppress the video. But I'm going to end with that bit of inspiration. Trump raising his fist in the air after a failed assassination attempt, saying, fight, fight, fight. But when Trump says fight like hell, protest patriotically, it's insurrectionist talk. When Gretchen Whitmer says fight like hell, when Kamala Harris gets out there and says when we fight to win, well, that's just totally fine because it's capital D different. Here is the video. Never forget, never forgive, and my goodness, show up in droves to vote. And if they dare try to then say, sorry, we're disqualifying your candidate, my goodness, I guess the Supreme Court will have to make it even clearer to the bonehead tyrants like Jamie Raskin. Jamie Raskin, as they say in 300, may you live forever. Here's the video. Peace out, people. Make sure that you're liked, shared, subscribed, etc., etc. Turn on notifications. If you want to support what I do, vivabarneslaw.locals.com, merch at vivafry.com. But above all else, never forgive, never forget, and let this be the defining moment of 2024 and the future of America. Peace out.
Said, take a look at what happened.
Move to spare. Hold, hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move.
Go.
Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here, move it to the spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready. We ready? Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move?
Clear.
Let's move. Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, put your shoes down. Get the shoes.
Watch out.